Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. We are now officially starting with the English Clinic program. Earlier, we have taken time for everyone to be in, and after that, attendance taking from 8:1 all the way until 8:08. Okay, now I hope it will not be such a draggy session. Okay, I hope I get to finish it by 3:45 or 3:50, and the final 5 to 10 minutes would be any question and answer session. Let's say there's a specific part that you all need to discuss on. Okay, I'm gonna outline what we're gonna do today. Leong Yusin, I missed out your name. Okay, I'm gonna mark you as present. Yeah, Leong Yusin in. All right, done with attendance. Okay, now what we're going to do today is we're going to focus on our CT1 component before we get into what we are doing. Okay, most of you need to understand the function of clinic. Can anyone tell me what is a clinic? You have attended size clinic, you have attended max clinic, and this is the final clinic for now, correct? For the before you move into or move on to your TE1 prep and all that. Can anyone tell me what is a clinic and why is our school organizing a clinic? Anyone at all?
We are not feeling well.
Because we are not feeling well. Interesting. That's quite a literal definition on what do you call this, clinic as per se. But let me rephrase my.
Us, please?
Sorry, Davinesh.
Can you please help us get well?
I hope I can help you to get well. Okay, Sharon, to understand things clearly, to refresh our mind. Everyone can know things easily. So most of you guys are answering here. To revise our topics for CT1. Okay, let me get this straight.
Briefly.
Sorry, Siddharth?
Can understand briefly.
Okay, can understand briefly. Now, you all are not wrong, but let me tell you what is clinic. Generally, it's for when you go to certain schools, they have this program called clinic. Okay, like what Bong Ji has mentioned, you go to clinic when you're not well, right? You need to be treated as per se, like what Davinesh mentioned, help us get well, apparently. Okay, so in the concept of education, clinic is going down to the root of the problem, the root of the understanding. So you all get to basically get back on track. Let's say in class you missed out certain lesson, or you don't really understand what is this, what is that. So the concept basically in clinic, we are going to cover everything. Basically, we're going to treat you like you don't know anything and start back fresh. That's a clinic. But for our class today, all right, for this English clinic today, it's more focused on the component of class test 1. Since next Monday, you're going to sit for class test 1. All right, those who are attending English clinic today, I hope none of you will score less than 60. Why? Because 60 and above is credit. Okay, you get an A and A star, that means you have 100% understanding. Okay, maybe not 100%, but at least your understanding is above 85. You do know what's happening in class, maybe careless mistake or maybe a little bit of grammatical error in your section C. If you are in the B category, okay, you get B 74, 75, your concept is good. Still, maybe reading comprehension a bit, you don't understand certain questions and you accidentally make mistake, that kind of thing. If you get a C, your concept is good. You know things, but maybe your language in terms of understanding the passage, in terms of constructing paragraph is not that clear or not that up to the par yet. But if you score anything less than 60, that means you don't understand. Am I clear so far? That's why we have clinic. Usually, I will do clinic and go to the root of it. That means we go for subject-verb agreement, how to construct sentence, how to use simple past tense, present tense, and all that. That's what we do in clinics most of the time. Okay, but for today, again, I'm repeating, we're going to cover on component of class test 1. There will be 2 components that I will be covering today. So far, are we clear? Can you all put a thumbs up if you are clear? I have 76 participants and so far 30, 40. I should get more than 50, but okay, fine. All right, so most of you guys are clear. Huh? These are the number of participants that has been showing thumbs up. Please focus. Do not waste this 1 hour and 45 minutes, 1 hour and 50 minutes of your time. Okay, focus. Don't play games at the background. You know, don't go and open another tab and watch another thing. That's just wasting time. All right, now I want you to look at the screen. I'm going to share something. All right, this is on our basic CT1 format. Everyone already know this. Why I can say this confidently? Because I give every single person in year 8 of SGIS, I've given you all mock tests. If you have attended online class, I have given you the link to the Google form. I have marked the essay part. The MCQ part is auto mark. I have released your score. You have gotten your score in your email inbox. For physical class students, I have marked the essay. You have marked the MCQ. We have totaled up the marks and you have told me what did you get. That's why I can confidently tell you everybody in this English clinic now know the format. Okay, CT1 format, again, I'm going to repeat. We have 3 sections. Okay, section A, you will have reading comprehension, 20 multiple choice question, of course 20 marks. Okay, then section B, grammar, 20 multiple choice question, again 20 marks. And the final part, if you see, we are giving you descriptive paragraph. Only 1 paragraph is needed and it's for 10 marks. Total of your Google form is 50 marks. I need you to understand this clearly, because during your exam week later, when I have entered my feedback, I have put everybody's feedback there and I start releasing score. You're going to see your mark out of 50. Am I clear? You're going to get your marks out of 50. Don't panic thinking, oh, miss, I only get 20 out of 50. Miss, I only get 45 out of 50. 45 for my English. No, that's out of 50. Where do you check your finalized mark? EMS. When I key in your mark on EMS, it will be converted to 100. So there you can see what's the mark that will be in your report card. Okay, now if you see, I have highlighted this part in green. Why? Because that's our focus for today. All right, we're going to look at parts of speech. Section B, go into it from the beginning. All right, after that, section C, I have 1 slide, but section B and section C of the English clinic for the slide, everything is in 1 slide. So that means we're going to go through section B, watch 1 video and I'll explain further. We're going to go through section C, and for section C this time I'm going to show you sample of descriptive paragraph. Done with that, I hope we can finish the whole revision of the PowerPoint slide, of the videos and all that. Hopefully we can finish it by 3:15 or 3:20. Then I'm going to give you a quizzes link, a live quiz. You have done this with me earlier. When I give you the quizzes link, all right, I want you to start doing the live quiz. And after that, after I've given you around 10-15 minutes, I'm going to start explaining why the answer is like this, why the answer is like that. And then any question that you all have, and after that we are done. Am I clear on the outline of today's English clinic? Can you put a thumbs up? Okay, so with that, let's start. What you're going to look at now will be the PowerPoint slide for our English clinic for today. All right. Now, as you can see, Year 8, Friday, 19th of March 2021, from 2 until 4 o'clock. We're going to cover most of the things you already know, but keep an open mind, thinking that there is still room to learn. All right. No one can be 100% good in what we are doing, but we can always progress from there. Remember some of the videos that I have shown you. The day that you learn something, your understanding is maybe 100%, but the lesser you put effort into practicing, your understanding is going to be maybe around 20% or 30% left. So for those of you who have scored really well in your mock test, more reasons to have a look at the English Clinic slides and listen to the explanation, because later part, it's going to be useful for you as well. Okay, why? Because you are not going to be overconfident, and you will also know that, okay, so this is that. It's going to be a revision for you. For those of you who really don't know certain concept, pay attention, because it's like I'm teaching again. Right? Now, contents, CT1 component. Why I say component? Because that's what going to be tested in your CT1. So the first one is grammar. We're going to look at parts of speech. All right. You should have a little bit of knowledge. Okay. Because I'm not looking at a blank canvas now. That means I'm not talking to someone who knows nothing. At least a little bit of information, because we have done this over and over again. All right, and one more is CT1 component, which is writing, section C, descriptive paragraph. Okay, let's start. What you can see on screen, all right, would be, teacher, is this the slide in EMS? Nope, this is not the slide in EMS. This is a in EMS. All this while I have separated the slide. All right, that means for parts of speech, different slide, descriptive paragraph, different slide, reading comprehension, different slide. But for today, for English Clinic, I have combined this slide. Okay. Now let's look at all 8 parts of speech that you can see on screen: noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction, interjection. I want you all to understand before we move to our next slide. The moment I move to the next slide, you all should be 100% ready to absorb, okay? Because we are going to look at 2 things in each of these parts of speech. Under noun, we're going to look at definition, and we're going to look at the example. Can anyone tell me why am I doing it as definition and example? Why am I asking, why have I included it in this line as definition and example? Can anyone tell me? Lateral? Lateral, can you try? Why have I included definition and example in your slide?
So that we can understand more.
Yeah, generally that's that. But again, understand that we are looking at component of class test 1. For section B, how many parts will there be for your section B? How many parts will there be for section B? 2 parts, right? Yeah, because it's connected, correct? Because it's interrelated. In your section C, section B, part 1 is definition. Remember? So you need to know what does it mean. Part 2 is identification. That's when you apply. If you understand what is a noun, it will not be difficult to know in one sentence where is the noun, where is the adjective, where is the verb, and all that. Okay, let's start. Now, definition and examples for noun. We're already looking at our first part. Okay, now a word that identifies a person, place, thing, or idea. I need you to understand that there are so many categories of noun. We have countable noun, uncountable noun, abstract noun, common noun, proper noun, so many. But we have narrowed it down only until common and proper noun. Why? Because these are the things that you will consistently use even in your paragraph writing, even in your essay writing. Okay. Now, remember, whenever we talk about a person, a place, a thing, or idea, okay, that means it's a noun. You must remember that. Okay, we can divide it into common noun and proper noun. How do you remember this better? Common means general, all right? And proper is specific. Remember that, right? Now, let's look at what is common and what is proper then, okay? So these are some of the examples. Teacher. Which teacher are we talking about? It's not specific, right? It's still very general. So it's common noun. School. It can be any school. It can be St. John's International School. It can be Taylor's International School, Fairview International School. It can be anything. So common because it's general. And a boy, if I were to ask you, let's say, Timothy, can you help me and call that boy? You don't know which boy I'm talking about unless I point to the boy. If I don't point, if I just keep my hand down and tell you, can you please call the boy? If I were to say that, you will not know which boy I'm talking about, correct? Therefore, it's common noun. Now, when I move the whole thing by giving names to them, it becomes proper noun. All right. So instead of saying teacher, if I were to say, can you please call Mr. Mark for me? That is proper noun. It's specific. And one more, when I say instead of school, I mention SJIS or St. John's International Secondary School, then it's proper noun. Okay, and when I say boy, instead of boy, it can be anyone. If I were to say, can you please call Robert for me? At least you would know who to look for. Okay, now one more thing, under proper noun, I want you all to notice that it starts with capital letter. So when you write your paragraph writing or any essay in the future, this is what we expect from you. All right, detailed. That means when you write proper noun, you're going to write it in capital letter, right? Sentence case, we call it. Am I clear for noun, guys? Can you put a thumbs up if you are clear? If you have question, drop a message in the Zoom group chat. Once I'm done explaining, I will attend to your question. Okay? Let's see. Is everyone clear for noun? Can you put a thumbs up if you are clear? So at least I know if you are following or you have problem. Okay, can I? All right, let's move on. Now, the first or basic part is a noun in parts of speech. You cannot run from it. In your daily communication with someone, when you listen to them speaking itself, we are going to combine so many parts of speech in our sentences. That's why we say parts of speech. That means in a speech, there will be noun, there will be verb, there will be adjective. Okay, you cannot just write or basically speak a sentence without verb or without noun. You can't do that on a daily basis. Maybe you can just make one sentence. The table. Can you keep on speaking like that throughout your life? No. So that's why we're learning these parts of speech. Remember that. Okay. So now the most basic one in parts of speech that you're supposed to know. Now we're going to move to pronoun. Right? What's with pronoun? Let's move to our slide. Remember, definition is very important. A pronoun is a word that is used instead of a noun or noun phrase. That means if in a sentence there is a noun, you can only mention the noun once. Okay, remember that you cannot repeat a noun in a sentence. I have given this example so many times. I hope it sticks with you. All right, so you cannot be saying Miss Shazlin is an English teacher. Miss Shazlin teaches English to St. John's International School students. Miss Shazlin teaches English to Year 8 students. Right? So you cannot use a noun over and over again because it's grammatically wrong. Right? So what we can do is we're going to replace the noun. We're going to mention it once. Miss Shazlin is an English teacher. That's one noun. Only Miss Shazlin. Now, when I start the next sentence, she teaches English in St. John's International School. Then I continue. She teaches, what do you call this? She teaches English to Year 8 students. All right. So these are the things that you need to understand. All right. Pronoun is used instead of a noun. Noun, you cannot use the same noun over and over again in a sentence, but pronoun, you can use the same pronoun over and over again in a sentence. Okay, pronouns refer to either a noun that has already been mentioned or a noun that does not need to be named. Now, obviously, you have to mention it once in a sentence and only that you get to replace it. Or sometimes you don't mention the noun at all. As an example, if I were to say the first example just now, Miss Shazin is an English teacher. I've mentioned my noun once, right? After that, I pick it up by saying she. Okay, another example here, it does not need to be named specifically. That means, can you pass me that please? Or can you pass me, what do you call it? It needs to be passed to me, let's say. So I'm just showing you something and I say it, or I refer to it as she, or I refer to a person as she or he. Look, just by looking, I'm not even mentioning, all right, the name, the first noun. I'm just looking at it and then I'll tell you, can you call him for me? Him is a pronoun. So that kind of thing, without even mentioning the noun in the beginning, I'm still using a pronoun in a sentence. The key point for pronoun is Pronoun is directly related to noun. Remember that, okay? Now, let's look at the examples. These are some of the examples for pronoun. I, you, we, they, me. Basic. We already know this. He, she, they, we, it. These are basic. Let's look at the final line here. Ours, mine, yours, theirs, his, her. This shows belonging and it is still pronoun. See, Miss Shazin is an English teacher. She teaches English to its students. Okay? Are we clear on pronoun? Can you all please put a
Yes.
thumbs up? Okay, following, no one has an issue. Okay. Now we're going to move to adjective. Okay. If you notice, I have arranged the parts of speech according to the way that it will be very easy to understand. It really depends. There's no right way or wrong way. Maybe you can study noun first and then pronoun. Some of you want to study verb and then interjection and then conjunction on and then come back to adverb. For me, I have arranged it in 3 different groups like I have always told you. Noun, pronoun, immediately after that go for adjective because it will be easier to understand because it's in a group. Then verb and adverb, and only then all the other things will come in. Okay, so for that, after you have understood what's a noun, the most basic ones in English language, we have pronoun, the one that replaces a noun in a sentence. Now we have adjective. Okay, let's look at the definition of adjective and we look at the examples. Now, an adjective describes or modifies a noun or a pronoun in a sentence. Remember this, Adjective is always noun and pronoun. It's going to give you further description. All right. If let's say I'm going to tell you table, it's not enough to just say table. Correct. I'm going to tell you wooden table. The moment I say wooden, that's already an adjective. How do I know wooden is an adjective? Because table is a noun. Okay, that's the first adjective that I'm breaking it up to you. It normally indicates quality, size, shape, duration, feelings, content, and more about a noun or a pronoun. So these are something that you can refer to when we talk about adjective. All right, that means again, it's further description about a noun or a pronoun. When we start talking about action, describing action, it's no longer adjective. Right. Moving on, let's look at some of the examples. The team has a dangerous batsman. What kind of a batsman do they have? Can you see the word batsman here? This is our noun. So if this is a noun, this is providing extra information to us about what type of a noun is this. Dangerous. So this becomes adjective. Right? I have 10 candies in my pocket. How many? Usually numbers are adjective if you describe 10 candies, 2 teachers, 3 students. That becomes adjectives almost immediately. Okay? I love that red car. That is of course to show something, and a red over here is an adjective to tell you which one. What's the color? Colors, most of the time, if it's describing something, it is adjective. In this case, noun would be the car. Correct? So red would be describing the car. And I earn more money than he does. So I want to talk about how much. This is little known fact about adjective. Some of you, when we underline more, you would not know what is that. When I say more money, look at the next word. The key to understanding adjective, right? Because in your exam, we're going to capitalize the word, if you remember, correct? I'm going to capitalize the word because it's Google form. I can't bold it. I can't underline it. So when I capitalize it, I will ask, basically ask you or include it in the question to tell me what is the adjective. Okay. So the key or the technique to answering is you look at the underlined word or the capitalized word in your exam. Look at the word next to it. It's a noun. See? Look at the word next to it. This is a noun. So this is adjective. Same thing here. So this is a noun. Then this must be adjective. This is a noun. Money is a noun. This must be adjective. Okay? Not all the time adjective, noun, adjective, noun, adjective, noun, adjective, noun. Sometimes I can say she is beautiful. He is cute. I can say things like that. Cute is at the back, but it's still adjective. Okay? Remember, here, most of it is about noun. but also adjective describes about pronoun. Okay, now let me stop sharing and ask you all a question. We have done noun and pronoun, so noun, pronoun, and adjective so far. Let's review so that we pick up slowly. Minu, can you give me an example of a sentence that contains a noun? Minu, you can unmute, that's better, faster. Otherwise, you just drop me a message very quickly. Okay, Minu has given me a noun which is KLCC. That is a proper noun, correct? Minu, can you make a sentence out of that? KLCC is a noun, correct? Can you give me a sentence out of that? Sabrina, can you give me a sentence for pronoun and then point out to me what's the pronoun? And for adjective, can I get Hannah? Can you give me a sentence for adjective, please? So it's Minu for noun, Sabrina for what do you call this? Pronoun, and Hannah for adjective. Okay, Hannah has given me an adjective. He was wearing a blue shirt yesterday. So your adjective is going to be blue. Well done, Hannah. What about Minu? Yeah, you must make a sentence. Correct, Minu. What about Minu and Sabrina? Okay, Minu has mentioned KLCC is a peaceful place. So KLCC is going to be his noun. Sabrina, are you there? Okay, I think Sabrina, I'm not so sure if Sabrina is there. Can we get someone to do this quickly? Jensen, can you share with me a sentence which has, okay, Sabrina has mentioned. She went to the shop this morning. Well done. So she is your pronoun. Okay, so very quickly, we have revised on 3 concepts, which are noun, pronoun, and adjectives. Okay, this would be our first group. I have shared their sentences in the Zoom group chat. I've combined it and put it there. All right, the one that I have capitalized would be the one that we are referring to. Like noun is KLCC, pronoun is she, adjectives would be blue. Anyone has issue in following up with noun, pronoun, adjective? Can you put a thumbs up if you are clear on the first 3? This is by far the easiest to understand because it's basic and it's interrelated. Okay, so I think you don't have an issue. All right, well done. Now let's move on to another 2. All right, we're going to look at verb and adverb. Okay. Now, verb, same thing. If you see, you would have noticed by now, we have definition, example, correct? Again, I'm repeating because in your exam, this is exactly how it will be. Definition for part 1, you have around 7 to 8 questions, and part 2, you will have another 12 questions or so, since we have 20 questions for section B. Okay, now verb, let's look at the definition. A verb is a word or a combination of words that indicates action, or a state of being, or a condition. Remember this, state of being together with action. These 2 would be your keyword. Action would be whatever that you can see people doing. I'm teaching you now. Action going on. You can see the action of me teaching, playing PowerPoint slide, explaining. All this is action. Sitting down, action. Listening, action. Write, action. Thought, which is in past tense, action. Teach, present tense, action. I will teach you, future tense, action. So why I'm giving you different tenses as an example, so that you know tenses will not affect a verb. Whether it's in present or past or future, it is still a verb. Okay, now a verb is the part of a sentence that tells us what the subject performs or what the subject is doing at that point of time. What's the subject in a sentence? Most of the time it's the person or the main idea in a sentence. As an example, Miss Shazlin is teaching. So the verb is teaching. We can't forget the is there. We can't omit is because it's state of being. So is teaching is one verb. All right. So if I were to say the dog is licking the bone, is licking will be your verb. Okay. Now let's look at a few examples for verb. Jacob walks in the morning. Right. So a usual action that you do. Okay. Mike is going to the school. You can look at him preparing. Walking just now. When someone walks, you can look at the action of him walking. So that's an action. Verb. Is going to school. The action of going to school. Verb. Albert does not like to walk. There are two verbs here. Because when you don't like someone and you make it apparent, all right, it's quite clear that it's a negative action. Sorry, it's a verb. Okay. And one more, walk. This is a negative action when you add does not like. Like, love, all this is still verb. Anna is a good girl. Most of you get tricked here because when I highlight or capitalize or bold is or are, you tend to not know what is it. I don't know why. All right. Is, was, were, am. I give you an example. I am teaching. The word am is your verb. Verb to be. All right. If I were to bring you back to this slide, state of being. That's am. She is teaching. Is verb to be, state of being. They are listening, are verb to be. Okay. Was, she was teaching yesterday, verb to be. They were playing video games yesterday, verb to be. All right. So is, are, was, were, you must understand. Teacher, is being and having verbs? Not really. Okay. As in tenses or what? You're checking with me, Aksharan. Can I know? You mean the tenses of it? Like if you were to say, I have two things, then have is a verb. It shows possession. Okay? Okay. If it shows possession, as in what you are having at that point of time, that's basically not a verb. Understand that. It must be something that you can see people doing. All right. Other than that, have, had is in the category of tense. Okay. Understood. Okay. Well done. Now that's a bit on the verb of definition and examples. Okay. So this is the first part. Now something related to verb. Like I've taught you noun. I've taught you pronoun. I've taught you adjective, which is explaining noun and pronoun. Now I've taught you verb. We're going to look at adverb. Adverb is going to explain verb. Okay. Now adverb, I want you to understand one thing. Please focus because there are few branches under adverb that you guys might get confused of if you don't pay attention. Right? Okay. An adverb is a word or set of words that modifies verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. All right. See, if just now, if we talk about adjective, it describes or it modifies noun and pronoun. When it comes to adverb, now we are talking about verb, we are talking about adjectives and another adverb. Let's say we want to give further description. Okay. It tells when, where, how an action is performed, indicates quality or degree, also frequency. Okay. Remember that 5 types of adverb that I have taught you in class. Okay, sorry. Let's move on. Let's look at some of the examples. Okay, Jacob often walks in the morning. This is adverb of frequency. Now, for those of you who don't understand what is adverb of frequency, adverb of frequency is how many times an action is done. Look carefully. For you to use adverb in a sentence, you must have a verb. Just like when I want to use what do you call this? An adjective in a sentence. Look at the Zoom group chat now. All right, let's say I mention the dress is beautiful. Okay, I mentioned the dress is beautiful. For me to use the word beautiful as an adjective, there is a noun. What's the noun? The dress, correct? Same thing that what you're going to look at in the slides now. For you to use an adverb, there must be a verb. You have to have an action going on or an adjective somewhere there for you to use an adverb. Are you following? Do you understand? For adverb, I'm quite concerned when it comes to adverb because I don't know whether you can follow or not when it comes to adverb. Okay? Can I? Remember, for you to use adverb, there must be a verb or an adjective in the line. Now, let's analyze these sentences. Okay. Jacob often walks in the morning. So this becomes our adverb of frequency. How many times? All right. What's the verb? Walk. So if you can see the verb walks here, this gives us an extra information on how many times the action is done. So often, that means most of the time. Let's say there are 7 days. Maybe he goes for a walk on Monday, he goes for a walk on Tuesday, and then he didn't go on Wednesday. Again, he goes on Thursday, won't go for Friday, he goes for Saturday, Sunday. So often, all right? It shows frequency. What other adverb of frequency we can make a sentence with? I cook sometimes. So maybe you don't always cook, but sometimes. Adverb of frequency, maybe 2 out of 7 days in a week. Okay, I always help my mother. That means not even once you have not helped. Out of 100, you get 100 out of 100. That is frequency. It answers the question, how many times, right? He dances gracefully. This is adverb of manner. Most of us have this understanding that adverb is only ly, right? No. All right, whatever that you can see on screen, these are all adverbs, but I'm just going through one by one with you. Okay, he dances gracefully. Again, you able to identify the verb, right? There's a verb here, dances, action of dancing. So you can see someone. It's a question now, how the person dances gracefully. Okay, then I was extremely sad. This particular adverb of degree, most of the time describes adjective. Can you see the word sad is adjective? How do you know sad is adjective? Remember in our previous slide, let me bring you back to our adjective slide. See, it describes noun or pronoun. That means it describes I, you, we, they, she, or it describes table, chair, and all that, right? Now, if we come back here, the word sad is an adjective. How can I prove this? When I look at the pronoun here, can you see I? This is describing the pronoun I. So when I add in extremely, all right, the moment I add in the word extremely, this is already describing the adjective. Okay, remember in our earlier slide, adverb describes or modifies verb, adjectives, and other adverb. So in this particular line, extremely is adverb. Okay. She looked for a missing cat everywhere. So in this case, again, we have a verb, looked. So where the action is happening, adverb of place, everywhere. Also, she came in just now. So when the action is happening?
Just now.
So that's adverb of time. I want you to be able to identify in all 5 different types of adverb here. We have a verb, walks, dances, all right, looked, and came. One sentence, we have adjective. And to support this verb and adjectives of ours, we add in adverb. Often, gracefully, extremely, place, and time. Are you following for adverb?
Yep.
Can you all put a thumbs up? For those of you who had a problem with adverb before this, there is still time. If you don't understand, you can let me know. Okay? I don't want anyone to accidentally answer adverb question as a verb. I hope that won't happen. Okay? Clear? All right. No one is asking anything, so I assume everyone is clear. Okay, so we have looked into 2 groups. Noun, pronoun, adjective being our first group, verb and adverb being our second group. Why? Interrelated. Noun, pronoun is related to noun, adjective is related to noun and pronoun. Verb and then adverb is related to verb and adjective. Now we're going to move to our standalone component. Why do I call it a standalone? Because it doesn't need anything. Means preposition, conjunction, and also interjection has their own function. Okay? Now, preposition, again, definition and example. Now, a preposition is a word that indicates the relationship between a noun and the other words of a sentence. They help us understand order, time connections, and position. Okay, most of the time it's direction. Most of the time it's time and also position of something. The easiest way to remember preposition, position. Okay, that's keyword. Miss, can you send the slides in this chat later, please? Let me finish off first. I have already converted the slide to PDF. I will share it in the Zoom group chat later. That we can keep it towards the end, yeah? Okay. Now, preposition examples. I am going to Canada. Can you see this too? All right. Preposition of direction, to and from. Most of the time, preposition. You cannot get that wrong. The moment you see from, the moment you see to, you cannot get it wrong. You should already know it's preposition. Okay. Alex threw a stone into the pond. Direction, where it landed. The stone landed in the pond, right? Into, direction. The present is inside the box. Position, where is it? Inside the box. Preposition. They have gone out of the town. Move out. Direction. Other than that, that's mostly on direction and preposition. Direction and position. If I were to say, I will see you at 5 o'clock tomorrow, at is also your preposition. It's called as preposition of time. Are we clear on preposition? Can you all put a thumbs up? Preposition clear? Okay. Next, conjunction. Okay, a bit more. We have 2 more concepts, and after that we can continue with our descriptive paragraph. Okay, and after that I'm going to continue with our quiz session. Okay, conjunction or definition for conjunction. Now, conjunctions are used to join clauses, phrases, words, sentences, you name it. We use conjunctions to combine it together for us to construct better sentences. Okay, conjunctions make a link between or among words or groups of words to other parts of the sentence and show a relationship between or among them. All right. Now let me get my laptop charger. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Now, remember this. There is no way for me to start writing all the definition here. Maybe in your exam, I'm not going to use the word join. Maybe I use the word combine. All right. Maybe I use the word bring together. The key word here is you must understand it brings together or basically gels everything. That is conjunction. Okay. Now, conjunction examples. There are so many, but these are few that I have listed. Alex and Robin are playing together. If you look at this, you know we can separate these sentences. Alex are playing with Robin. Robin is playing with Alex. Rather than writing 2 separate sentences, let's use a conjunction. Okay? Alex and Robin are playing together. So the word and will be your conjunction. Then, Alex plays well, but Robin plays better than him. So we're going to say Alex is good. 1 sentence. Robin is better than Alex. Another sentence. So I'm combining it again in 1 sentence. All right. Most of the time, I'm getting another question. Teacher, can you send this slide? I'm telling you all one more time. I will just drop it in the message. I will send this slide in our Zoom group chat towards the end. Okay. I understand you guys might need extra support. I don't mind sharing, but let's just finish this first, right? Okay, so another 2 parts of the sentences, but would be our conjunction. Since you have completed section A, I will complete section B. Same thing, you can divide this into 2. The only difference is now I'm using the conjunction since. When he was sick, I went to see him. Again, this is conjunction. When is also an example of conjunction, all right? It's a way of telling he was sick, and then I went and go and see him. So 2 different things or 2 separate sentences, I'm combining it into 1. I'm using the word when. So it's my conjunction. The key point here is whatever that joins separate sentences or phrases or clauses together, we bring them together, right? We use conjunction. Okay. And the last part, I would say the easiest of parts of speech. Most of you all tend to understand or get this first, all right? You manage to understand interjection first as compared to other 7 parts of speech. An interjection is a kind of exclamation inserted into regular speech. You are talking on a normal basis, okay? You're just talking normally to someone and you add in this sound effects. I call interjection as sound effects. Why? Because it's more on the feeling or emotion that you experience. There's no particular meaning to it. But as an example, if I were to tell you, ouch, you know, if you were to find the meaning, there is no exact meaning for ouch. It's just a sound that you make when you are in pain, right? So that kind of thing, like wow, a sound that you make when you are to show basically excitement, all right? Okay. It is a brief and abrupt pause in speech for expressing emotion. Okay, now look at the examples. Wow, that's an amazing scene. Okay, so my point is I'm quite thrilled with the scene, but I'm adding in my interjection here in the beginning to show or to basically express my emotion better. Look at the second one. Yes, I will most definitely do it. So look, using the word yes, I am still talking about what do you call this, the portraying my feeling, all right, in a very what do you call this, making the most of my feeling basically. Okay, yikes, it's getting late. That means I know something is off and I'm trying to express my emotion that way. Yikes. Okay, yikes, I've not submitted my homework. All right. Alas, John's father died yesterday. Alas is used to explain about sadness. All right, strong emotion that talks about sadness. Okay, so far that is our parts of speech. Miss, for conjunction, can we use fanboys? Yeah. For, and, nor, or, but, or, yet, so. I've told this in the class so many times. Okay. Parts of speech, are we clear? Can you all put a thumbs up if you are clear? Anyone has anything to ask about parts of speech? No. Okay. If that's the case, I am going to just play a very short video now, all right, on how one sentence, all right, how one sentence will have several parts of speech. Okay, before I move to section C, now when I'm playing this video, for those of you who want to run very quickly to washroom, want to go and get water very quickly and come back in front of your device, you may do so, because right after this, I'm going to move directly to section C. Okay, so this is one video on how one particular sentence or few sentences here, we can basically, we will have so many different parts of speech in it, right?
Everybody, so are you ready to speak English very well? Awesome! Let's read the sentence. After the very ugly man ate 40 chickens, he turned into a beautiful bird and flew into the sky. Albert is gonna help us recognize the parts of speech in this sentence. Check it out. Okay, let's recognize what's going on here. We're talking about a man. An ugly man. How ugly? A very ugly man. The very ugly man did what? Well, he ate. He ate what? He ate chickens. How many chickens? 40 chickens. After the very ugly man ate 40 chickens, comma, he did what? He turned into something. He turned into what? He turned into a bird. What kind of a bird? A beautiful bird. And he did what? He flew into the sky. You follow? Recognize what's going on here. Wow, thanks, Albert. After the very...
Okay, so I'm just going to bring this back a bit and we are going to analyze this very quickly. Most of the time, whatever that you speak at home, whatever speech that you use, whatever words that you use at home, there are parts of speech for it. Okay, like now when I'm talking to you, all right, talking to you, you immediately know talking would be verb, to would be preposition, you would be pronoun. So see, these kind of things. Same thing here. When we make a sentence or few sentences, in fact, every single word in that sentences can be divided into their respective parts of speech, or we call it as word class. So as you can see, after, this is conjunction, right? We're combining sentences. After the very, you can omit the or a because it's article, it's part of this as well, but it's a separate form. I have not included it in your coverage. Okay, very, adverb. As I've told you, ugly is adjective. Whenever we want to explain about adjective, you can use very. See, it becomes an adverb. Man is a noun, adverb. Can you see again? What did he eat? This is again noun. So 40 is adjective. Numbers would be adjective. Okay, he, pronoun. We have mentioned the noun once, very ugly man. We cannot repeat it again. After the very ugly man ate 40 chickens, the very ugly man turned into, that's wrong. Okay, so what do? We mention the noun once, and in the second line, I have replaced it with a pronoun. Turned, verb, action of turning into. You could see the whole thing of him from a man turning into a bird. Okay, into, direction of him moving and all that changing. So preposition, article, beautiful bird. What type of bird, what type of noun are we talking about here? We add one adjective. Okay, and is not article here, it's conjunction. The person maybe has made a mistake here. Flew into the sky. Okay, can you see now? One way that you can revise at home, I've told this is to some of my students just now, whoever had class with me in the morning, because another part of you, I think 2, 3, 4, 5, that means 8, 6, 8, 7, 8, 8, 8, 1, you didn't have a class with me. So I'm reminding everyone again now. The best way for you to revise on parts of speech would be basically when you talk to your parents, or maybe you just at home, you walk to the kitchen, maybe you try to see what you can analyze. All right, I'm going to drink a water. When you take a glass, all right, this is a glass, right? It's a noun. I'm pouring water. The action of me pouring, it's a verb. Start analyzing. That's a better way of revising without notes with you. Let's say you come to a point where you don't know, hey, what is this word? As an example, mom, you call your mother mom, and suddenly you don't know what is the parts of speech for mom. That means you get to quickly check, and that adds up to your vocab or your knowledge. Clear on parts of speech? Any question? If no question, please put a thumbs up. Okay. So parts of speech, we are done. Now, a bit more, we're going to jump to section C now. All right. We're going to jump to section C, which is descriptive paragraph. After this, once I'm done with the slide, this is the final part of the slide. Once I'm done with section C, which is descriptive paragraph for your exam, I'm going to show you a few. I have found this one website which has quite good samples. Okay. I'll share the link also with you in a while. But it's not a paragraph, it's more on sentences in that website. That's why I didn't put it in my slide itself, but it's okay, we will still go through it. It can be helpful for you. Okay, let me share the slide again. Okay. Hold on, guys. Okay, sorry. I received a quick one, a call. Teacher, the words that end with ing is called a word. There are gerunds, okay? But for your level, we're not going to go into that complex grammar. Whatever that ends with ing, as an example, is an action. Say, is cooking, are jumping, let's say. talking. This is further a question from your friends. Talking, teaching, it ends with ing, but it is still an action. So whatever that is an action that you can observe, it's a verb. Anything else? No, clear. Okay, now let's jump to section C. Okay, so at this point, I hope your parts of speech extremely clear. Your section B, no problem. And I hope everyone here can score 20 out of 20 for your section B. Okay, we're going to jump to section C now. All right, let's look at the slide again. Okay, for for section C, descriptive paragraph, I cannot be clearer than this. I have written that I only need paragraph. I do not need essay because we are doing the exam online. All right, so we are not expecting for you to type out a whole essay in that Google form. Therefore, because for me as an English teacher, I have taught you description, correct? Descriptive element. For me, I just want to see how you all use that whole element in your writing. So the best way to test you is to just get you to write a paragraph. Only one paragraph. We have done this in our mock test, so you all should be quite clear on what we have done, right? What is it? Techniques and example. Now, descriptive paragraph. What is it? Okay, you have done this, but let's say some of you are still thinking, what is descriptive paragraph anyways? All right. A descriptive paragraph or a descriptive essay, the whole point is it gives a vivid or detailed description of something, generally a place or object, but possibly something more abstract like an emotion. It really depends on your question in your exam. Okay, I can ask you to describe about a person, I can ask you to describe about an object, I can ask you to describe a place, but obviously for sorry, I would strongly advise you guys to stay muted. I have mute everyone, but I have made the available option to unmute in case you want to ask something. Otherwise, please remain muted. Okay. Thank you. All right. Now, for CT1, I have mentioned clearly, even through our mock tests, through our class exercises and all that, I've made it quite clear that you're going to get descriptive paragraph on a place. But what place? I don't know. I can't reveal that to you. Okay. So what's important, it has to be vivid. That means clear. All right. Specific. When I'm marking later, I should be able to imagine exactly what you are trying to tell me. Detailed. Okay? Don't just mention, I went to the park. Which park are we talking about? What about the park that you want to describe? All that details must be in your paragraph. Descriptive essays generally, but here descriptive paragraph, test your ability to use language in an original and creative way to convey to the reader a memorable image of whatever you are describing. We do not want to write or basically what do you call this? We do not want to write about something that is of factual. Okay, if I want you to talk about factual writing, I wouldn't give you descriptive. I will ask you to write article. Most of the time, I have seen this in your mock test also in your classes and during when I was teaching and I gave you Google form for exercises and all that. Remember, I tend to share and explain what is wrong with this, what is right with that. And I have also marked the mock test and I've told you what's wrong and what's good about whatever that you have written. Most of you, when you do the descriptive writing, you guys tend to have this idea that my favorite place is Japan, example. It has this, it has that, it is located here, it is this, it has the best restaurant, it has the best public transportation system. That's not descriptive paragraph. All right, that is factual writing. That means whatever that's there, you are just writing a report. That's not what I want. All right, for IGCSE and checkpoint standard, description you have to include sensory details. That's about it. Most of the slides that I've attached in EMS, I have showed you how I will mark, correct? The slide where it has adjective, adverb, sense of sight, sense of smell, sense of taste, sense of hearing, and sense of touch. That's what I'm going to use to mark. All right. You can write an error-free essay, but if there is no sensory detail, you cannot get full mark. All right. Now, techniques. Use your senses. I cannot be clearer than this. All right. This is something that we have repeatedly told you. Use your senses when you are writing. You use your senses when you are writing. Referring not only to what something looks like, but also smell, sound, touch, and taste. Really depends on the question. Okay. Let's look at a few examples. For descriptive writing, you learn best by reading more, picking up vocabularies from videos and books and samples, and trying to write by yourself, right? I feel the bonfire's heat on my face and smell the rich smoke filling the air. Let's look at this example. I could have just mentioned, it is very hot, all right? The smoke was thick, but will that be descriptive? No. Okay, it relates to our five senses. See, what can you feel? Bonfire's heat on my face. Instead of me telling it's hot, but when I say the bonfire, that's where the heat is coming from, and where do I feel hot exactly? I'm telling my reader or my examiner a very vivid description. Everyone will be able to imagine. The moment you say bonfire, you immediately know that it's night. Okay, and smell the rich smoke filling the air, because there is a fire there. Obviously there will be smoke and it's filling the air. Okay, look at how descriptive we are going by providing words like hit, by using words like rich smoke. Okay, this is our sense of smell. This can be our sense of touch because we have heat, and this can also be sense of sight because we know that it's bonfire. Okay. Next, we're going to look at sample. All right, now this is already sample paragraph. All right, let's look at this. On Sunday afternoons, I like to spend my time in the garden behind my house. The garden is narrow but long, a corridor of green extending from the back of the house. And I sit on a lawn. At the far end to read and relax on a chair. Okay, because this is enlarged. At the lawn on a chair at the far end to read and relax. I am in my small peaceful paradise. Look at this part. Small peaceful paradise. Instead of just saying it's a quiet environment. Instead of just saying that. All right. The shade of the tree. So we know that it's a shady area. The feel of the grass on my feet. You can even say spiky, but then it will not give such a comfortable experience. Maybe you can just say the feel of freshly cut grass. That will also be okay. The gentle activity of the fish in the pond beside me. Right? My cat crosses the garden nimbly and leaps onto the fence to survey it from above. Look at how much detail is there. Instead of just saying, my cat with a soft fur is next to me. Instead of saying that, look at how this person has mentioned in the line the action of the cat. We have our adverb here. Okay, leaps, action word, right? It gives you a clear movement word, which shows that what do you call this? It supports your sense of sight. All right. From his perch, he can watch over his little kingdom and keep an eye on the neighbors, right? Even look at this part, right? They don't really stop at the word it's on the fence. When they mention the word survey, they continue using it as though the cat is trying to monitor the surrounding, and they call it as their little kingdom. He does this until the barking of next door's dog, sense of sound, scares him from his post and he bolts. It didn't even say run. Look at the choice of verb that we are using here. For the cat flap to govern from the safety of the kitchen. Okay, with that, I am left alone with the fish whose whole world is the pond by my feet. Okay, they don't even mention that the fish is only the fish is the only living creature in the pond. They don't mention boring sentences like that. The fish explore the pond every day as if for the first time, prodding and inspecting every stone. So you get to imagine here the movement of the fish as though it's going to the stone for the first time, moving about the stone for the first time. That's what we want. Okay, I sometimes feel the same about sitting here in the garden. I know the place better than anyone, but whenever I return, I still feel compelled to pay attention to all its details and novelties, a new bird perched in the tree, the growth of the grass, and the movement of the insects it shelters. So these are some of the new things that the person got from the garden. Okay. Sitting out in the garden, I feel serene, I feel at home, and yet I always feel there is more to discover. The bounds of my garden may be small, but there is a whole world contained within it, and it is one I will never get tired of inhabiting. Okay, now, if you notice, I have given few samples. It's a whole paragraph writing, but I have divided it, para 1, para 2, para 3, para 4. In your exam, I'm giving this in a while. In your exam, you're not going to write 2, 3, 4 paragraphs, but you can pick out certain words that you want to use. All right. I've told you, learn new vocab. Use these vocabs in your writing, then you'll get better marks. Okay. Am I clear with the samples and techniques for section C? Can you all put a thumbs up if you are clear? Okay, let's look at final slide just now. Okay, exam tips and preparation, final one, all right? Join your respective class teachers' Zoom meeting session. 8-1, you're going to join Mr. Azizi's Zoom session. 8-2, you're going to join Mr. Mark's Zoom session. 8-3, Miss Sharon's. 8-4, Miss Hanis. 8-5, Miss Rebecca. 8-6, Miss Rajkirat. 8-7 is going to join Miss Devagi's, and 8-8 is going to join my Zoom session. It doesn't follow subject. It follows class teachers Zoom session. When do you join? 10 minutes before your exam starts. Most of the time, your exam starts at 9 o'clock. That means 8:45, 8:50, you already turn on your PC or laptop, all right? Don't turn on 9 o'clock, okay? Remember that. Why I'm advising this? Sometimes your PC or your laptop needs an update. Sometimes the Zoom application, you need to give it some time to run. You need to check on the audio, video, and all that. This is reminder again for those of you who have not install your webcam yet, or you have a problem with the video, please sort it out by Sunday. So Monday, you have a smooth exam session. Okay. Utilize your 10 minutes reading times. I cannot stress this enough. Please read, right? For section A, especially, please read according to the slides that I've given and shared with you in the class. The objective of reading time is to ensure you have fully understood your reading texts during this time. Read the questions carefully. Ensure to check answers that you have keyed in for section C especially. Section A and B is more on, my concern is more on whether you wrongly click something. Okay, you want to answer A, you accidentally click B. That's going to pull your grade down. All right. Ensure what you have typed in. It's Google form. You are bound to make mistake if you type very fast. Okay. And if you're sitting for digital assessment, you might have typing errors. So these are some of the reminders that I can share with you. All right, are we clear? Can you all put a thumbs up if you are clear? Anyone has any questions so far? Everyone is clear? Okay, now I need you all to freshen up a bit, okay? Stretch up a bit. We are done with our concept. I have gone through into detail for section B and section C, all right? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you a quizzes link. Remember, I've promised you I'm going to give you an exercise in the form of a quiz, okay? So we are going to look at quizzes link in a while. Remember, I need you all to pay attention. It's going to be 3:30. Our session will end by 4. Okay? This is what's going to happen. Number 1, please make sure your internet connection is stable for you to do this session. Let's say your internet connection is not stable, you cannot join this and that. It's okay. Don't panic. Why? I'll give your friends, now is 3:30. We will start at 3:30 p.m. until 3:40. I think by 10 minutes, the whole thing will be done. Okay? 3:40 p.m. I'm going to force stop. Understand? That means if you are done or not done, 3:40, I'm going to stop the whole quizzes session because I want to review the answers. There will be 30 questions. I have made the quiz session a bit tough. Some of the questions, there are MCQs. Some of the question I have included as fill in the blank. Okay? But it's only on parts of speech. Am I clear? Can you put a thumbs up if you are clear? The moment I share the link, you will only get 10 minutes. What will happen at 3:40 later when you tell me, Miss, we are not done yet. Can you wait for a while? Miss, almost done. Can you wait for a while? I'm really sorry, darlings. I cannot wait for a while because we have our time limitation. Okay? If I give you 10 minutes, I need time to explain what you have done right, what you have done wrong. For those of you who have an issue to log in and all, it's okay. When I start sharing screen to explain later on the answers, you guys can proceed to look at the questions that's there. Okay, so let's join the quizzes session now. I have shared with you the link. Now it's 3:28. I'm going to start at exactly 3:40. Okay, start joining. Can you all join? I'm already looking at my live dashboard. Okay, I've gotten few in already. 48 so far. 49. 73 participant. All right. So I hope I have, if possible, everyone is in. All right. But let's say your internet connection. Remember, listen carefully. Internet connection not stable and all that. Don't panic. It's okay. This is revision. You cannot do it as a quiz. I'm going to start sharing screen in a while. Okay. All right. Let's get ready. When I explain later, you can look at the question. 53 participants. Okay, ready, huh? 3:30 now. Okay, while doing this session, for those of you who have turned on their video, I can allow you to turn off for a while so that it's not so heavy. Okay, so turn off your video for a while playing the quiz as a revision. Okay, I'm going to start the quiz session. 3:40, I will force stop. so we can discuss. Latest 3:45, I'm going to force stop the game, okay? I'm going to force stop the game, and it's 3:40 now. Okay, 3:41. In one more minute, I am going to end it. Most of you are almost done towards your final question, right? I'm giving you all one more minute. Those who still have a long way to go, I'm sorry, I have to end it because we have to go through the questions, right? It's more important for you to go through the questions. Okay, so with that, I'm going to end it. And 3:41, done. Well done, Imam Mahdi. Well done, Wong Yi Yuan. Well done, Marcus. Okay, but again, that doesn't mean everyone else is, didn't get what you're supposed to get. Okay, well, a bit difficult. It's okay. Let's go through now. All right. Okay. Right. Okay, hold on. Let me review the questions. Okay, have a look at the screen now. We're going to review the answers, okay? From question 1 all the way until 30, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I bought a beautiful dress at the mall. So this is, of course, going to be your adjective because it's describing the noun, okay? So still there are people who answered noun. Noun is the dress. Beautiful is adjective. I don't know why some of you answered verb. There is no action in beautiful, okay? So be careful. Remember, this is adjective because it's describing the noun dress here. Moving on. What did she ask you to do? So again, this is pronoun. I don't know why some of you, noun, maybe you got confused. But if you answered verb and adverb, there must be an issue, okay? Please go through the notes again. Next. I left my shoes under the kitchen table. Preposition, it shows the position of where you left something, okay? If we finish our work quickly, we can go to the movies. Simple thing. Obviously, this is adverb. How do we know? You can see there is a verb here. Finish is an action of completing something. So how is the action is done? Quickly. So this is your adverb, okay? On Saturdays, I work from 9 to 5. So work is an action, verb. You can see the indication down here, the green one or the blue one is the correct answer. You should know that. Okay. I want to go to a university in the United States. Noun, right? This is in fact a common noun because I have not mentioned which university. I'm sure I've met your girlfriend before. So the word met here would be verb. You have seen this person before. Action of going and actually meeting. Okay. Wow, I couldn't believe it. Strong emotion portrait. You have exclamation mark, interjection. Andy knocked on the door, but nobody answered. Conjunction, right? Maybe the sentence was Andy knocked on the door. Andy knocked on the door, one sentence. And then one more, nobody answered the door when it was knocked. Another sentence, okay? So two sentences combined it together using the conjunction, but. Your suitcase is in the closet. It shows position, preposition then. Okay, where it's being hanged. Okay, now answer for this one. Mary Lennox was sent to live with her uncle. So what will be the answer then? If you answered proper noun, you get correct. If you answered noun, you get correct. Nothing else. This is name of a person. Okay. She always has a sour expression. Sour here would be adjective. All right. Why adjective? Expression is a noun. The look on your face is a noun. So I want to describe that. This is adjective. Right. Next. Keep your books under the desk. Answer is preposition. Okay. Position of where you're keeping something. Although she is poor, she is hardworking. Although is a conjunction. Here, because of your spelling mistake, right? How to spell conjunction? C-O-N-J-U-N-C-T-I-O-N. Okay? So most of you who answered, means I already answered conjunction. Why I got it wrong? Because of your spelling. All right? Although is conjunction. There are two sentences here. She is poor, she is hardworking. I want to mention that it's interrelated and combine both of these. So yeah. Teacher, I didn't write capital letter, but I got wrong. Okay, never mind. But when I key in the answer, here, it's mentioned that capitalization doesn't matter, but it's okay. If you manage to identify that this is conjunction, good enough. Even like this, spelling mistake is there, okay? But if you manage to answer that it's conjunction, you know it that it's conjunction, you are safe. The problem is when you don't know this is conjunction or preposition or verb, that's an issue, okay? Clean your room now. This is a verb, action. If I say that is a clean room, then it is adjective. But now it's an action. I'm asking you to do something. Go and clean your room. Clean your room now. You need to go and start cleaning. So that's an action. If it's an action, it's a verb. Okay? He probably cheated to make such good grades. Of course, interjection, right? Strong emotion. She agreed to retype. It's a verb. Okay, when you're going to type again, retype means type again. It requires action, right? Verb, huh? He swam well despite being tired. Okay, in this sentence, let's see. Adverb. Still some of you answered preposition, interjection. Okay, why adverb? Can you see the verb here, action of swimming, but in the past tense? So here the word well is going to be your adverb. It provides extra information about the verb. Remember that. It describes your action. The police office is situated right opposite of the petrol station. You can't get this wrong. This is position of something. Of course, preposition. Okay, she picked up the knife slowly. Adverb. How do we know this is adverb? You can see the action of picking up. Picking up is verb. Picked up, past tense, verb. How she was picking up the knife? Slowly. So this becomes your adverb. Lily is my daughter. Which word in the sentence above is a pronoun? Okay, now it's one level up. I give you a sentence. You give me the word which is according to the parts of speech. So in this sentence, I want a pronoun. So what will be the pronoun for this? Definitely my. Why? Because my is possessive pronoun. It shows belonging. Is verb. So some of you who answered is, you got confused between verb and also pronoun. Is verb. Are verb. We call it as verb to be. Remember that? Check back your slide. Okay. So pronoun. He, she, I, you, we, they, my, mine, yours, ours. So mine is pronoun. Clean your room now. Which word in the sentence above is a verb? I've already given this as an example earlier. Clean would be the verb. Okay. Clean should be your verb. Oh, okay. For this part, what happened is I have keyed in the answer as verb. Actually, the answer should be clean. Okay. So this one is an error from me. Answer is clean. Next, you should run fast. Which word in the sentence above is adverb? Fast is an adverb. Why is fast an adverb? You can see here. Run. Action. How the action is done? Fast. There is no such thing as fastly. You do not go and tell people run fastly. No, run fast. So since this is describing the action, it becomes adverb. Okay. Mary and I are best friends. Which one would be pronoun? I. Pronoun. If I ask you for a noun, then it's Mary. Now I'm asking for pronoun. So I. Okay. He was a formidable opponent. Okay. Which word in the sentence above is an adjective? Looking at this itself, you would know formidable. Difficult to basically let down. All right. So formidable is your adjective. It's describing what type of an opponent is in front of you. I will see you at 5 o'clock. Which word in the sentence above is a preposition? Answer is at, preposition of time. Then I can stay out until the clock strikes 12. Okay. Oh, for this one, I did not mention. I think there's another error. Okay, I wanted you to tell me which one is a preposition. Okay, so answer is until. Now look at this question carefully since I didn't put in the instruction there. I can stay out until the clock strikes 12. All right, so in this part, it's until. All right, until is a preposition. Hurrah, we won. Which word in the above sentence is an interjection? It's hurrah. Again, same thing. Oh, this one I have keyed in interjection, but actually answer is hurrah. It means what do you call this? Strong emotion of what do you call this? Emotion of being excited. Okay. I will never leave you. Which word in the sentence above is an adverb? Never. Adverb of frequency. And last question, it was a spectacle mystery. Which word in the sentence above is a noun? Misery. Misery is a noun. Spectacle would be your adjective. Are we clear? Are we clear? Okay, now coming to the point of, we are towards the end already. We have around 8 more minutes. All right. Now, we have covered on parts of speech, certain glitches that happen in the quiz. I have explained. I hope you are clear on that. And then slides, I have compiled section B and C. Why didn't I compile anything for section A or cover anything for section A today? Because as you all know, section A is what do you call this? Unseen. When I say unseen passage, that means you have not seen it before. Okay, I have not done it in class. That's the function or the objective of reading comprehension. We do not really do it the same passage in class and give you the same passage in exam. Okay, we do several passages. We do other passages. We have done the oak tree. We have done time machine. We have done about the boy who was very adamant into wanting what he wants. Right, the father has to buy him everything. I forgot the title of it. We have done the dolphin. We have also done about the turtle. We have done quite a few passages. Okay, but I cannot give you the same passage, of course, in exam. So whatever skills that you have gotten from the practice, you're going to apply it. That's why there is no specific slide for section A. For section A, you can refer to the slides that I have attached when I did reading comprehension. If I'm not mistaken, week 10. Okay. Did you share any file before 3:30? Nope. I'm about to share the slide. All right. Now, I don't want anyone to drop any message in the Zoom group chat because I'm about to attach a file. Okay. Let me attach the slide in the Zoom group chat. Once I have attached it, you can start downloading. Hold on. I'm going to attach the slide, English Clinic PDF. Okay. Okay, it will take a bit of time for it to be there. When it's there, download it. Okay, download, and that can act as a revision slide for you. Now, for today, again, I am going to Davinesh. Listen very carefully. Not yet. Okay, no bye-bye yet. Okay. As a wrap up, as a summary of what we have done, we have looked at parts of speech in detail. All right. We have also done section C, writing. All right. Writing, which is descriptive paragraph. Sample is already there. You can have a look at that sample. You can have a look at samples in my previous slides that I have attached for you to see. You can also look at your mock test paper. That is more individualized comment. Some of you have written where you need to improve. Please look into that. Our goal is to get credit and above. That means A star, A, B, and C. Nothing less than that. Okay? All right. Any further question? Can you put a thumbs up if you all are clear? Okay, now again, one more time, I would like to remind you, join your class teacher session early. Please don't wait until 9 o'clock. English is the only paper that you will get reading time for. Okay, you will not get reading time for any other paper. So 9 until 9 time, reading time. Utilize your reading time. Don't start answering. Your class teachers are going to tell you, okay, now reading time, do your reading. Okay, now answering time, do your answering. Okay, that part your class teachers will tell you. Please don't have any device issue. Check your device by Sunday. Everything is working fine. Battery should be there. My concern is when you're about to submit and your battery dies, that's about it. Especially section C. Okay, because you have to type out your answer. That's a bit worrying. Okay, so now it's 3:57. I am done with our lesson for today. Okay, our recap section, which is English Clinic as your CT1 prep. All right. Thank you. Take care. All the best for CT1. Bye-bye.
Thank you, teacher.
Thanks,
Bye,
bye.
teacher. See you
Bye,
tomorrow.
Miss.
Bye-bye.
Teacher.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Take care. Don't forget to download the slide in the Zoom group chat. Bye-bye. Xin Yuan, did you get the file?
Miss, I did not get it. Maybe because I'm using my phone.
Okay, can you send me your email then? I will attach the file there. Drop me your email ID. Okay, hold on now. Give me a minute. The rest you can leave the session. What I'm doing is I'm just helping out Xin Yuan to attach the file on Gmail. I'm going to use my Gmail as Xin Yuan.
Okay.
Okay, I have attached. All right, I have sent it to you. Can you tell me if you have received?
Not yet, Miss. Not yet.
Never mind. Maybe you need to refresh. Okay, Xin Yuan? If you still don't get it, you have my email address, the office email address, right?
Okay.
School email address. You can drop me an email there. I will attach again. Okay?
Miss, I have one question.
Yes.
For the descriptive paragraph,
Mm-mm.
is it normally past tense or present tense?
Okay, for descriptive paragraph, it really depends. It can be present tense, but depends on how you start. If you mention about a place that you have visited, of course, past tense, correct? You have been to it before. If let's say you talk about a place that you feel like going, of course, it's going to be present tense because you have not been there. You have read about it. You have read about it somewhere. So it depends on the question. Clear?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
No. Okay. All the best. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm going to end the session. Bye, Siddharth.